Ladies and gents, welcome back. Justin Trudeau paying an unexpected visit to a rare minerals processing facility in Saskatchewan. I'll get into the unexpected part of that soon enough. But when he was asked in a press conference about, well, his Bill C21 and how it infringes on people's rights to hunt for food in this country, well, he had some particularly frustrating response to that. Well, let's get into that. The CCFR posting this on Twitter. So this is on a few things here. Bill C21, Trudeau says he will defend Canada's right to hunt while also calling hunting rifles assault-style weapons, adding some are too dangerous and shouldn't be in Canada. Some are too dangerous for you. We got to protect you on every level. Unbelievable. And then he gets into, bail conditions. And we'll get into that as soon as we get there. Let's hear what he had to say first here.
First Nations say their treaty rights include using rifles and even some handguns. That they would be violated with the Bill C21 amendments. Many hunters and farmers, as well in Saskatchewan, also feel like they're being attacked with the amendments. What is your response?
As we've said for a long time, there is no place for assault-style weapons designed to kill as many people as possible, as rapidly as possible, anywhere in this country. We understand and fully respect and will defend people's rights to hunt and fish and protect for farmers who are protecting their properties. But the reality is some guns are too dangerous and shouldn't be anywhere in Canada. And that's what we're moving forward with. We've heard concerns about the way our latest initiative was rolled out. We're working with Canadians across the country with various organizations, groups, to make sure that people understand that we're not going after people's rights to hunt, particularly not Indigenous peoples, but we are ensuring that our communities are as safe as possible moving forward.
Well, we can definitely tell by the legislation that is absolutely inaccurate. It's a blanket piece of legislation that bans essentially all hunting rifles, except those that do not have magazines, and even some that do have magazines, or that do not have magazines, detachable magazines, of course. We even saw, because we were ridiculing it because the Serbu Butt Master was listed on there, a one-of-a-kind, never-to-be-released firearm, a 22 long rifle firearm by that standard as well. But even in that video where I was listing that, I scrolled down to check it out. Another one called the Benelli Comfort. Benelli Comfort being banned in Canada. These are absolutely hunting rifles and shotguns that are being banned in Canada. And, of course, he comes out here with platitudes about how he's respecting people's rights. Well, this is absolutely not respecting people's rights. But then he gets into the bail issue.
Kelly Malone, the Canadian Press. So, following high-profile instances of people committing crimes while out on bail, Premier sent a letter on Friday urging your government to review bail systems. A review has been committed to, but what more needs to be done, and how soon should Canadians expect results?
I think Canadians understand that we need to have a justice system that is effective in keeping people safe and fair. Anytime you make a change to the bail systems, there's challenges around impacts, particularly on Indigenous or minority groups, that we have to make sure we're taking into account. We all want a system that ensures that Canadians are safe in their homes, in their communities, and that's why we're looking very carefully at this proposal from the premiers. We're always going to put the safety of Canadians at the top of mind. That's what we've done in the various reforms we brought to the criminal justice system, and that's what we're going to continue to do. We understand there's a real concern out there, and that's why we're working quickly to look at the proposal.
So there is real concern out there, and the real concern a lot of people are pointing out is, a particular individual that was detained last year because of a protest. And, well, that individual would be Tamara Litch. Now, she was detained, and she was held in jail for some time, and then given very, very extraordinary bail conditions for her release, where she wasn't allowed. She was basically stripped of all of her rights the right to free speech, the right to association. And, well, in those conditions, a photograph leaked to the internet, and, well, it leaked to the police here. And this was a photograph that was taken at a gala where she was being awarded the George Jonas Freedom Award. Right? She was being given an award for which they had a bail hearing to see if she would be allowed to attend this event, and to which the judge allowed for it. Now, this image got out there to the police. Now, under her bail conditions, she was told she couldn't be in association, or she couldn't be with and communicate with people who were particularly named on the bail terms unless with counsel, unless they were with their counsel. Now, this picture is with her and Tom Marazzo, who was one of the individuals listed in her bail conditions, but her counsel was with her at this event. This was taken at the event. They were just off camera, but when this leaked to the police, they issued a nationwide a nationwide warrant for her arrest. She was picked up in Medicine Hat, Alberta, and brought all the way back to Ottawa, Ontario, to see the see the justice on this case. Very ridiculous. This was completely a political move by the justice system. This is the justice system being politicized. Now, on the same vein of, okay, well, is this how justice works? People are they're not held, or the bail conditions are very strictly enforced. Well, no, we have a case after which, where an accused killer of an OPP officer was out on bail for assaulting a police officer. When this crime took place, he was out on bail for, again, assaulting a police officer. Now, go down into the article. First line: man accused of taking the life of this officer was out on bail for assaulting a Hamilton cop and possessing a handgun, according to court documents. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the laws in Canada, possessing a handgun, even if you are legally allowed to have it, say you had you went through the is a big process to get a restricted firearms license in Canada, and to be permitted to have a handgun. You are not permitted to just take it with you. So no matter if this guy was licensed, which I'm assuming he was not, it would still be an illegal offense here, just carrying it around wherever he wanted to go, especially when assaulting a police officer. So yeah, in Canada, bail conditions are not being, they're not equal. They're not, and they're not taken seriously by any stretch of the imagination. Now, the part that I was getting to at the beginning of the video was the idea that it was a surprise visit. Now, it was a big surprise to, well, the premier of the province. And this is a statement by Scott Moe, the premier of Saskatchewan. The Prime Minister's visit to Saskatchewan today to tour a rare earth elements processing plant is disappointing, but not surprising. It's disappointing because this area that the provincial and federal governments see eye to eye on, we were not aware of the Prime Minister's visit. Saskatchewan has been advocating for increased investment in this area, and we hope that the Prime Minister will have positive news today and into the future on our application before Natural Resources Canada. It's not surprising, as I led Saskatchewan delegation in Washington, D.C. last month, where I met with various levels of President Biden's administration and discussed the opportunities Saskatchewan has to partner with the USA on providing the elements required for North American energy security. It's also not surprising that one of the Prime Minister's first visits following his meetings with the American and Mexican presidents is to Saskatchewan facility, as our province is a global leader in critical mineral and rare earth elements. I welcome Prime Minister Trudeau to Saskatchewan and hope that he recognizes Saskatchewan's potential in not only making a stronger Canada, but stronger North America during this time in our province today. Now, there's been historical, tough relations between the federal government and Saskatchewan in recent times. They had Stephen Guilbeault, the Minister of the Environment, sneakily going into Saskatchewan and snooping on people's farms and taking samples on private property, to which the province lashed back at them. Now, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau talking about this the energy and the fact that he didn't inform him that he was making a visit. Now we have this from True North.
This morning, Premier Scott Moe said he was disappointed that you were coming to Saskatchewan to this facility on your tour, but he was not aware of the visit. Why didn't your office provide notice or extend an invite, and what's your reaction to that disappointment?
We've had lots of great opportunities to make announcements with Premier Moe over the years. The government of Saskatchewan is an important partner on many different issues. At the same time, we also know there's work to be done on encouraging the government of Saskatchewan to see the opportunities that companies and indeed workers are seeing in cleaner jobs, in the opportunities for cleaner energy projects. These are things that we're going to continue to work on, but I'm always happy to work with the government of Saskatchewan to deliver good jobs for workers across Saskatchewan.
Yeah, completely tone deaf to the idea of letting the guy know that you're coming. Now this is, of course, a rare minerals facility for making, batteries, things like that. This is the big issue with the energy sector. Now, we have even Omar Algebra, or Algabra, however you pronounce that, as part of our plan to build a green economy, he says on Twitter today. 100% of passenger vehicle sales will be zero emissions by 2035 in Canada. Interested in joining this movement? We offer great incentives for your organization. Interested in joining this movement, to which I replied, you're using the state to force this on people by making it mandatory. Interested in joining this movement? You're not giving people a choice. Asking is a special kind of asinine. And we all know there are many, many troubles in Canada with forcing people to use electric vehicles, and the government choosing a technology that will move things forward has always been a mistake. It was a big mistake when it came to fluorescent swirl light bulbs to replace the incandescent ones in your home. Now we're having issues with mercury in our landfills. Thank you, government. Most people ended up switching to LED without the government forcing them to do so. So when the government forces you to switch to a particular technology, it doesn't always end up well. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Before this video goes too long, I'm going to end this here. But yeah, let me know what you think about this whole situation of Justin Trudeau visiting the provinces without even letting people know he's coming. Keep on trucking.